Welcome to the morning show. I am Marshall Shore.
And I'm Kathy Blaze.
And we are here at the fabulous Arizona Center. And oh my gosh, we have a great show for you today. We have Greg Miner coming on, who is quickly becoming a well-known actor.
Yes, he is.
I mean, that you actually have shared a camera with.
I certainly did.
So look forward to hearing more about that.
I was blessed to play his mom.
And then we have Bacpac, who you may have seen doing murals around town, as well as if you do anything with Radio Phoenix, you might know her as well. And so she's going to talk a little bit about kind of her background and some of the projects she's got going on currently and things she would like to be doing. So stick with us and we'll catch you right back here in just a moment. And welcome back. I'm Marshall Shore.
And I'm Kathy Blaze.
And we are here at the fabulous Arizona Center. So, Kathy, how was your weekend?
Oh, it was amazing. It was amazing. Took a little trip down to Las Vegas.
Oh, I'm assuming Nevada, not New Mexico?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow, I love Vegas.
I do too. And it made it even better because it was my birthday.
Are you a Virgo?
Yes.
Virgo powers unite.
Yes.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm the 13th.
I'm the 19th.
Well, look at
We're
there.
very close, right?
Indeed, we are. Very cool. And then I had a crazy Saturday. It was like one of those like marathon days, but it was full of good stuff. I mean, it was a friend's 70th birthday party.
Oh.
It was the Equality Chamber had a conference, so I went to part of that, and then wound up at the Art Museum learning about this historic kind of Chicano gallery that was around. So lots of good stuff going on.
There's always lots of good stuff here in Arizona to do.
Exactly.
Yes.
And it was just, there was so much, and you know, and because it's getting into the cooler weather, it's happened. It's now it's all piling up one on top of another.
Yes.
And I couldn't say no to any of it, but.
Yes. Keep those tennis shoes on because we can keep you going.
Exactly. And that's why you'll want to stick around, because we have our tennis shoes on and we are bringing you some of the best things of Arizona, from history to businesses and so much more. And welcome back to the morning show. I'm Marshall Shore.
And I'm Kathy Blaze.
That's right. She is filling in for Melissa, who is, I think, on a plane right now, heading back to Arizona. Oh. So, but we are here, and you know what? We have an amazing guest who I've heard the name before, so I'm intrigued to find out more about him. So, Greg, tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm glad to be here. I'm Greg Miner. I'm an actor here located in Phoenix, Arizona. Bounce back and forth from LA and here, so yeah, happy to be here.
Welcome.
So I know you and Melissa did a movie together.
Yeah. We just shot a movie. It's actually like a horror film, thriller, I guess, where we are actually ghosts. So coming up very soon, we will be showing that. It'll be pretty fun. So
very cool. Now I also hear a rumor that you're in a video game.
Yes. We did film a video game. Actually, it was shot in Arizona. Most of it.
Wow.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I did not expect it to be here, but yeah, it was great. EA Games came and we filmed the game and got all the B-roll shots and all that stuff in different parts of Arizona.
So you actually went around.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So we were in neighborhoods in like Arcadia, a little further down in like Maricopa. So yeah.
Oh wow! So kind of got the gamut of Arizona. Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So and I know there's a lot of gated development going on, so it's not shocking. I'm glad to see that big companies are now moving in, trying to do things here as well.
Yeah, it's going really well.
So and then I hear you're in a series.
Yeah. So we actually. Me and Kathy, that's my mom in the series.
Yes.
We're filming. We filmed the first pilot of the TV show here in Phoenix, around the Arizona Center, and a few other spots around town. So yeah, the director Irock Daniels.
Oh yeah.
He's a he wears so many hats when it comes to filming, directing,
yes,
and writing and editing, and he also surrounded himself around a huge amount of different people, and it was pretty cool. That was my first time being on set where there was actually interns as well. So there was people that would come from acting side, just kind of watch and like learn from the actors. There was people working behind the camera, hands-on, like working with these expensive equipment. But it was pretty cool, like watching everyone kind of dabble into different aspects other than just us filming the show.
So how did you get into acting?
It started right after COVID. Like during COVID, I was playing video games like all the other guys, and I was streaming video games, and I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. Like, I'm making money playing a video game. Like, what? And I started making TikToks because my community was like, make TikTok videos and like dive into TikTok. And I went to LA like shortly after COVID was starting to die down a little bit, and my dad, he was like, hey, why don't you be an actor? And I was like, nah, no way. I can't do the acting stuff, like crying and all that. No, I don't know. And eventually caved. I seen the billboards and all that stuff and out there, and I was like, this is pretty cool. I want to do it. So,
But you were already doing it with the TikToks.
I was going to say,
yeah.
You kind of really had that camera time. I mean, for so many
Exactly.
folks, I think that's the getting over that, like, oh my God, there's someone watching.
Yeah, yep. But I feel like that streaming too, like they were just watching me like live. It's kind of like theater, I guess, you know, like they're watching me live. And yeah, I just came back and I told my fiance, I was like, hey, I want to be an actor. She just bust out laughing right in my face. She's like, you're not going to be no actor. And I'm like, because it's so random, you know?
Right.
And now, look, 4 years later, here I am just doing it full time and enjoying every bit of it.
That's great. What advice would you give to other folks out there that maybe they're sitting around playing video games thinking, well, he's doing it, why can't I?
I'd say just dive in. Like, I know the water may look deep, but it's not as deep as you would think. So if you just jump in and see what happens. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable too. Yeah.
And I have a feeling you would agree with that.
I totally would, and I want to also have him add also. You mentioned Iron Daniels and being a part of that production. Tell a little bit about the organization, because that also will benefit others that want to get into the acting field as well.
Exactly. So Glow Frame Initiative, they have an Instagram handle as well. So I would say it's Glow Frame Online. You can reach out to them. They have a bunch of different programs, different workshops that happen throughout the weeks. So definitely reach out. That's a good way to kind of network, but also get your foot in the door as far as acting, working behind the camera if you want to learn how to. I believe they have a workshop coming up as well with Arizona Camera Rentals. I believe that's like October 4th. So definitely reach out to them on Instagram, and then they have all the information for you there.
Yeah, and I mean, he does all kinds of great things down there.
Oh, yes, he does.
So,
yeah.
I mean, we did like an impromptu game show at one point for a mixer and all kinds of fun stuff. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
And I have to add, Greg is being a little humble here today. He stepped on that scene as if he had been acting for years, okay? He was the lead in this series, and you would have thought, this was our Arizona Denzel Washington out there working. I mean, you're talking about a gentleman that just said he just started acting a few years ago, but he looked like a pro out there, I have to tell you that.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. I have been training for quite some time with Carla Howie. I give her all the props and the praise. And then recently, I was training at Act Up Studios, which is online. So I'm working on like my self-tape era, working on that and stuff. But they have a studio in New Mexico, so I can't travel there every Wednesday. So I just do that online. So it's pretty cool.
So what does your training consist of that you're taking?
A lot of scene study and character, like really learning how to break down the character. That's really my main focus. There's definitely other ones that I need to kind of dabble into. But
so, like with the role you played with Kathy, how did you get into the character?
I felt like I relate to Andrew. That's the character's name, Andrew. I relate to him a lot. Kind of put myself in his shoes. Like what would Greg do if this was really happening? Like, what if my little brother or if was going through this? Like, how would I really talk to my brother in this situation? So I just really want to bring it and make it as authentic as possible. That's what I really wanted to do.
Not very. Hence, that's the nugget of acting.
Absolutely.
So cool. So look right into that camera there and tell people how. Say they saw you and they're like, "We have a video game. We want him in it," or maybe they've got a movie they're working on. They would like to see if you'd be interested.
Yeah. Well, I'm Greg Miner. You can definitely follow me on Instagram at GregMiner_. So GREG, if I sound like Craig, but GREG, MINOR_, and it has no relation to Kendrick Lamar. But yeah, that's how you find me.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for being on and sharing a little bit about your relationship as well. I mean, working with iRock downstairs, so very cool.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all for having me.
It's such a pleasure to see you again.
Likewise.
And keep up the great work.
Thank you, Mom.
You're welcome, son.
And welcome back to the morning show. I'm Marshall Shore.
And I'm Kathy Blaze.
And we're here at the fabulous Arizona Center. Oh my gosh. And I'm so excited because if you've gone around town, you've seen a lot of murals, and we have Bacpac, who has painted some of my favorite murals.
Thank you.
I mean, I love the one on Grand, but just because
yeah.
So,
it's one of my favorites too.
Indeed. So tell us a little bit how you got into doing murals.
When I was a kid, how far back do we want to go? I was about 10, and I started spraying numbers on stock cars and demolition derby cars, which were owned by there was a track that my uncle had in the Bronx, New York, and I started spraying numbers on cars, and I learned how to airbrush. Started painting motorcycles, like for baddie clubs, like Hell's Angels were down the street from me, and they told me to get an airbrush, so I got an airbrush, and then that graduated into bigger spray guns. Then I went into scenery, went to LA to do scenery, rock videos, movies, got in the Scenic Artists Union. And then when I moved to Arizona, because my mother moved out here and she needed some care, I tried to find some films to do, and there was very little film happening here, so I went to the next closest thing, which was Murals, big, because I paint big. I don't do small painting most of the time. So that's the condensed version.
So where are some of the murals that you've done? Where are those located? So if people want to go see some of your work.
Well, Grand Avenue is a big, long one. I call it Grand Iconic. It has all the iconic imagery of Grand Avenue, what it means to me, the lowrider cruise, the Monte Carlo car pops, and the train, the Mr. Lucky. And then there's a bunch on Oak Street Mural Project. I have a whole bunch on 7th Avenue as you go down 7th Avenue. Those are residential. There's NASCAR in Goodyear, City of Surprise, Aquatic Center. They're all over the place. Mine are recognizable.
Oh, I didn't see, because I was out there at the Aquatic Center when they first opened, and it was at night, so we didn't get a good chance to go take a look at any murals.
Might have been before it was painted. I got to paint. I got the contract right before COVID, and then everything stopped. But I was allowed to continue because I worked solo and it was outdoors.
Okay, that makes sense.
And I was the only entertainment in the City of Surprise, so people set up their lawn chairs to watch me paint because of COVID. Everything was locked down.
And they can sit way back and watch you. And
it's fun.
Bacpac, what inspires you?
Industrial. I love the industrial. I just get ecstatic when I see some machinery. I'm not at all a nature person. I'm from New York City. My 3 places where I live were New York City, Los Angeles, and London. Very city, urban. So I don't care less about the Grand Canyon, but that's kind of the way I would word it. I'm not a big fan of nature. So I love machines and construction sites. One over here, they're pouring the concrete this morning. I could barely watch the traffic lights. They're pouring the concrete. So my murals are kind of high-tech stuff like that.
That's awesome.
I'm also very inspired by music. when I paint, I'm dancing all the time.
And that is indeed true. I mean, when you were doing the Grand Avenue, you had the music cranked up.
Yeah, it's mostly swing music, like Count Basie, like jazz swing, 1940s big band. But I also that blends into hip hop in an interesting way because of the dance style. All those hip hop moves came from 1920s, so it really crosses over, and I listen to both genres a lot.
So I see you're all tatted up there.
Yeah.
So is that what is that meaning? Is that a part of your inspiration, or is that something that's really fun and cool for you, or is there a meaning behind that?
Decoration.
Decoration.
The buildings should be decorated with murals, art, a lot of gray. Arizona warehouses driving down, big gray. They're canvases, and so for me, my body was just a canvas. But that really was inspired by a Playboy magazine that my father had in his drawer that he had hidden. Actually, he was
thought
hiding.
He had hidden.
I was going to say, not so well hidden that you didn't know it was there.
Yeah, I knew, right? Well, he was hiding the harmonicas, actually. he was trying to play harmonica, and he was using the Playboy magazine to cover that he was learning harmonica. But, I opened one up, and there was the centerfold had a butterfly here, so that was the inspiration. And I was not of legal age. So I stole my cousin's license, and I wore a wig and glasses, and I paid a high school senior to drive me.
So always a renegade, pretty much.
You know what? I was lucky. My parents, I was kind of free being. They were in the Marines, but they were just very modernists, and they kind of let me run my game. As long as I kept the door closed in my room, I could paint it black. I had stop signs that were secured from my grandfather's scrap metal yard, and that's another thing about my inspirations, because he had a scrap metal yard, and I would take apart stuff, like take apart engines and take apart telephones and wires and everything that he would have in his yard. Big part of my growing up.
It seems like you've done a lot. I'm a native of Arizona, so I love that you're leaving your mark out here and doing what you're doing. Out of all the work that you've done, is there one piece that you would say if someone was to remember Bacpac, you would want them to think of that piece?
You mean a mural?
Yes.
Boy, I was looking at them when I was putting this together, and I actually can't. It may not be the best or the favorite, but I liked the Hive, which is called Cocoa Leaves the Desert. The owner of the Hive, she was a makeup representative years ago in New York City, so she wanted a yellow taxi in the desert. So I have this model hailing a cab, and all her little dogs are in the cab, and it's kind of like, rolling around. And over on the right, the cab is going into the city of New York, and it's all glimmery and silvery. That's one I like, but I don't know. But I do want to be able to mention that I feel like one of my favorite accomplishments is not painting. If I could jump into that, it's
Sure.
I was a member of the Raincoats, which is they just had a book drop in July. It was one of the very first female punk bands when I was living in London, very underground, Rough Trade Records. And I met the founding member. She was a waitress, you called it waitress then, in a restaurant in London, and she heard me talking about guitar. She said, we need a guitar player. She's from Portugal. We need a guitar player, can you come? And so I went to a practice, and I became a member, and we went to Poland, Germany. We went to the Eastern Bloc when the Berlin Wall was still up.
Wow.
And played for in Warsaw and Poznań, and it was really a revolutionary time in Poland. And it was the Berlin Wall came down quite a few years later, but when we went, there were just like kids that were trying to get in, and they'd go through the doors and to see us, and it was, and so now the book is out.
Well, and you've gone down that music path a couple times already.
Yeah.
So when you talk about music, I know you do a lot with Phoenix Radio.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about Phoenix Radio and what you do there.
Wow. Radio Phoenix was at the Phoenix Center for the Arts building, and they were having hip hop classes across the hall. So I went there because I wanted to get back into spray painting. I was, coming out of my car stuff, I did spray painting. So across the hall was Radio Phoenix, and one day Tom Colson, who was a drummer, he said, hey, we need an engineer. Our engineer didn't show up, and I did that in England. I learned audio engineering, and I went in the studio and I engineered for this show. And so he said, do you want to do a rockabilly show? I don't really know too much about it, but yeah, I'll be glad to engineer for it. So the host never showed up. I won't name him because I don't want to throw him under the bus because he has a band, but he just didn't want to do it, so I ended up hosting that show. And then when I was doing Radio Phoenix, Rockabilly, it was called Rockabilly Worldwide Mashup because I did not know rockabilly music, which is an American genre, existed in Croatia and Russia. Like how did they know rockabilly? So this was before the internet. They were doing rockabilly, so it really fascinated me. So I would find rockabilly music from around the world and play it on my show. And then somebody from Rockabilly Radio in England just happened to hashtag Rockabilly, found me, said, why don't you come on board, come on board with us at Rockabilly Radio. And I set my music in and I got kind of drafted into that.
Oh,
so I've been doing that for over 10 years. Yesterday I recorded show number 482.
Wow, congratulations.
And the Phoenix Radio they hated us in the advertisement. You never thought I would stick with it. They just looked at me when I walked in the studio and we were like, nah, she's not gonna. But I got that from the Marines. I'll be there.
And then also dance.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm a fanatic for swing dance, but I started with hip hop. I was hip hop in New York because it's solo performance, and I could do hip hop stuff, throw down CC Top Rock, all that stuff in New York City. Like we would grab a piece of cardboard and break dance. And that was like I was there. Like I could look outside my apartment and they were scratching like the very early speeds.
Right. I mean, because that was up in the Bronx. They were doing that.
Oh yeah, all that. So I mean, I was living on like 28th Street at the time, midtown. But the project's right across from the back of my window, and they were all scratching it. And so I got into that. And like I said, those moves came out of Frankie Manning and Michael Jackson. He said he learned from Snake Hips. So these guys said, I don't know who took the 8mm film back then, but you can look it all up. So I started looking at that. I found out where you could learn that here, and I started swing dancing. And I was so obsessed with it. That's all I would post about was swing dance. And there was no swing dance on the West Side. Nothing. And I live over by West. So I started a thing called Rattle and Roll to teach people how to jive. Jive is a kind of dancing you don't see in Arizona, but it's all over England. I would see it in England and in France and in California and Mexico. Instead of swing dance, they do jive. It's like a little bit more basic. It's not fancy like Lindy's all fancy, but it gets people on the floor. So I started doing that.
And I'm glad you talked about it because you don't hear people talking about that anymore.
Right. So all the stuff, it's like the Q's, Jackie Wilson, the Extraordinaires, like all those bands. Like, I didn't listen to that music 10 years ago, but it just became an obsession. And so I did Rattle and Roll for 2 years, and the people that I was kind of partnering with, they were doing the social media. They just wanted to do it on the east side, so I kind of lost hold of it, but now it's moved to a different place called Westside Swing, and I've got some younger kids who are running the dance lesson, and they're teaching swing. So I'm going to get back to where I can teach jive somewhere because it's easy. Jive, stroll is kind of a line dance of rockabilly, You get the people on the floor. Get people moving.
Well, and and it's like when dance was really huge here, especially like during the World Wars, it was like that was how people met. That was like a first date. And I love how in some communities here you see that same thing happening where it's like they go out dancing with the crowd and that's where they first introduce themselves to each other.
That's how I met everybody that I know. Everybody I know here was Radio Phoenix, branched into Rockabilly, which took me out dancing and the car shows and all that. I know if you know jive and you know the rock and roll music, it was the USOs, and so we tried to bring it to Luke Air Force. We're in the process of bringing it out there, and we do these, the Westside Swing partners that we do these demonstrations for free, and the dance lesson is free. The whole night is free on the West Side. You don't pay anything. Just to get people out, and you meet people
Right.
And the bars
When you
like
say the
it.
West Side, what area are you referring to?
So it's Glendale.
Okay.
It was at La Perla, and La Perla had some issues. They had to close it for a while. So now it's over at Cheers Tavern. I DJ the first Sunday of every month. And probably more soon, but I get really stuck when I do a mural. I'm just stuck for like 11-hour days way down on somewhere in downtown. And so I'm back to doing it again. So it's that area. It's and the idea is to reach out to Surprise, Peoria, Goodyear. There's no place. Arthur Murray, it's not it. That can't be it.
Right.
Well,
there's more than that.
Yeah.
Those are the types that you have to start on your own. It's like the line dancing. You have all these different groups that are starting line dancing, and it's bringing people together.
That's right.
So you have to start it on your own there.
We just did. When I saw this kind of move at Viva Las Vegas, it's a rockabilly show I go to every year. I go to representing Rockabilly Radio. But I just didn't want to do that part of it anymore. I just wanted to dance. I didn't want to be backstage at the monitor. I wanted to be out dancing. So I saw that dance, and I found the two people. I said, let's bring it. Let's just do it together. And they did the lesson for a while, and then I just took over the lesson because it was kind of too far for them. So I took over the lesson. You have to just, you just got to start it. It didn't. I mean, there's some out-of-pocket expenses, but the idea is just make it free so that there's no barrier. There's just no barrier to it. Just try it. Please try it.
It's about fun. It's about community, and use that terminology to get them out there.
Yep.
That's
what
community. And then you just go on from there. Then you start doing it in East Valley. Just get it out there.
Yep. And really, the military, like some of the bars would say, military discount for your drink or meal if you come dance. That's like, it's been hard. It's like herding cats trying to get people to come, but they'll get it.
Yeah.
It takes at least a year.
Well, right. I mean, it just takes a while to get, especially because it's something new that people may not be used to. So it's something out of their box.
Yeah.
And so, but it's great music.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I know. I can remember. It's like when John would do some of his stuff downtown, they would actually sometimes have a band.
Yes.
Playing.
Yeah.
So not even a DJ. And you never know. I mean, that was kind of one of the fun things is you would go because you didn't know if, is tonight going to be an orchestra or was it going to be a DJ? And you just knew it was going to be really fun.
Yeah, yeah.
And lots of good people.
The bands, right. There are not many rockabilly bands, or very few swing bands. But the DJ thing was because the partners that I had at the time, they wanted to make it an authentic vinyl record, sock hop. That disappointed me a little bit because I don't have vinyl. To me, it's like, send me the MP3. I can play you. I can play you now. I don't want to wait 6 months for your vinyl.
Right.
So like I have bands from Sweden, a bit Australia. I get it in the email like now. I'll put it in my show now. And I don't want to wait for vinyl, but they wanted to authenticate it, so they do their vinyl sock hop.
Right. I mean, usually the vinyl folks are very locked into their vinyl.
Yeah, you gotta know all of them.
Have you done any TikTok videos out there?
I don't.
No.
I couldn't tell you while listening to your last guest. I could, but I got too much social media going on with my 5 Instagram accounts for like the rockabilly, the dance, the painting.
Maybe share some because that gets people going. Also,
Yes.
they see something. It may be new to them, and they see, what is that?
I know that's what it's like. How do people find you to go do some Westside Jive?
Well, I gave that part of it to Angel and Cassidy, who are under Westside Swing. And lo and behold, they're young kids. They didn't want anything to do with social media. They're in that group that just don't want to go there. Some people don't want to drive. Gen Z don't want to drive. Don't want to have social. But they finally started doing it. So it's called Westside Swing.
Okay.
And the other one is Southwest Stomp, the one that's down on the east side, which I'm not part of. I go to it, but those are my old partners, and they started the one at the Dirty Drummer. So it's Southwest Stomp and Westside Swing. And follow it and go. But there's also ArizonaLindy.com, azlindy.com, and I think it's Steve Conrad. He lists all of the events.
Right.
And Steve Conrad, oh my gosh, I owe a lot to Steve. Steve Conrad is a dance instructor here.
And really good. I mean, even I have picked up some steps from him.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and
Okay,
I'm not a dancer by any stretch of the imagination.
I'll bet you could.
So,
People tell me, oh, I have 2 right feet, and I go, you know what, there's someone with 2 left feet just waiting for you. Just come on. Just try it, yeah. It's great.
so Jeremy, take a look into that. I'm sorry, Bacpac. I'm sorry. Take a look into that camera and let folks know how they can get in touch with you if, say, they have an idea for your mural they would like.
Okay. Best way is Instagram. So it's Bacpac_live. And that's no K's. BAC, PAC. Bacpac Live on Instagram. That's the best way. Instagram, message me. You can find me. You can look me up under Jeremy Bacpac Franco on the internet. I'm in a lot of stuff, but I prefer Instagram. Yeah, I don't do the TikTok. It's just I can't do anything in 15 seconds.
So where did the name Bacpac come from?
Okay, how can I condense that? Motorcycle rider, and I had a little bobber. I was riding up north, and I was trying to keep up with everybody, and it blew out the engine. So I was stuck there holding a sign, need a ride. So I'm kind of small compared to the average large biker guy, and he gave me a seat, but he gave me a ride to get out of Flag, but he didn't have a seat. So I was sitting on the back of the fender with my legs wrapped around him and my arms wrapped around him, and I go, oh, she looks like a backpack, people said. So that's how I got that. It's stuck for decades.
Exactly, it's stuck for a while.
Yeah.
So very cool. Well, Bacpac, thank you so much for coming on and letting
Thank
folks know a
you.
little about kind of your background, because
And thanks
you've
to
done
Phil.
so much.
Yeah.
And I thank Phil Tellerico for
Of course.
suggesting me to reach out to you guys. I really appreciate this.
Oh, thank
I've
you.
seen a lot of my friends up here. It never occurred to me to
That you should be
Just
one of
reach
them.
out.
So I'm
Thank
so
you.
glad you joined us.
thank you both. Thank you.
All right, and stick around. We have more Arizona fun, love, and community coming up right after this.
Welcome to Things to Do, Marshall Shore.
So what are we doing?
Well, we're very selfishly starting with our own event first.
Woohoo! Yay!
We are hosting a banned book reading here on Friday, September 26th at 7 p.m. And this is not new. The LGBTQ plus History Project has been hosting this since 2018. And it's going to be a very special adult story time that focuses on book censorship in conjunction with events like this happening all across the country. So you can come in and join in an evening of laughter while exercising our right of liberty and emancipation, and join us for a wide variety of readings from banned books, from the dissident and revolutionary to the downright salacious. Who's our MC, Marshall?
Oh my gosh, our MC is going to be Sister Sermon Visage from the Grand Canyon chapter of the Sisters of the Perpetual Indulgence. There you go.
That's a mouthful.
Indeed.
You can't remember our email address, but you can remember that? Wow. All right. I see where your brain goes. I will be reading this year. This is my first time reading. I thought my mic just popped up. Sorry.
I was like, what are you doing? I was like, they're still there. They didn't like diminish.
My boobs? Yeah. Well, I would be okay if they diminished a little bit, actually. But no, I will be reading this year. We've also got, I'm going to read the list because I don't memorize this. Did you remember the list of readers?
Oh, I can't remember. But I know we have Jean Moore.
Jean Moore, yep. Carly Davis.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Carly, yeah.
Christopher Hooper.
Indeed.
Beth Maloney.
Yep.
Dante Mitchell.
Yeah.
Ring.
Yeah. Ring.
Who's Ring?
Their email is just Ring.
Oh, okay.
So.
Patrick Orion. Phil psoriasis?
Yes. Yeah.
Like the skin condition? Psoriasis.
Well, it's not quite like psoriasis. But,
Okay.
But oh yeah, no, I mean, but Phil's great. So he's been reading for, I think, almost every year since he's been doing this as well.
Oh, wow. Okay. And last but not least, we have Serotonin. So again, it's Friday, September 26th at 7 p.m. General admission tickets are $20, and then there is a VIP option for $50. What do folks get for VIP, Marshall?
They get special seating, a little swag bag.
Oh, okay.
And so.
I thought maybe they got to like sit in your lap or something. No?
Are we back to the OnlyFans?
Did we ever leave OnlyFans? All right. So we hope to see you there, though. I should say here. We hope to see you here.
Exactly. And if you haven't been here before, it's a great way to come and see the space as well.
It really is. Yeah, it's going to be a good time, and I'm very much looking forward to being a part of it this year. All right, we've also got Selena and Jenny Rivera Drag Brunch at Copper Blues Desert Ridge in Phoenix. This is happening 11 a.m. on Saturday. And it's basically anything for the Selenas. You don't want to miss a drag brunch dedicated to two powerhouses. These performers are going to recreate their iconic looks as well as lip sync to some fantastic music. This is not Marshall's cup of tea. He does not like it when drag queens lip sync. He approves only when they sing.
No, it's...
He's got very high standards. This is the place, though, where you want to dress up. So if you're going to come, show out, put on your best costume. And this is hosted by Espresso Grande. Again, this is brunch. So 11 to 1, $24 for general admission, $34 for a VIP. There is a 2-drink minimum at this spot. And if you didn't already imagine, it is a 21-plus event. So leave your children at home. We've also got, this is fun. The Price is Right, live on stage at Chandler Center for the Arts at 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. on Sunday, the 28th. I've never done this before, so you can come on down to The Price is Right live and experience for yourself the interactive, live, non-televised stage version, of the legendary television game show. So this family-friendly show is making its way along with all your favorite games, fabulous prizes, and all the excitement you know and love. They've got their celebrity host, Todd Newton, randomly selecting contestants to play everyone's favorite games like Plinko, Cliffhangers, The Big Wheel, and even the Fabulous Showcase. So this show features, you do actually win very cool prizes.
That's why I was like, do you actually win the prizes?
You
or you
do.
Just get to look at them and it's like, oh, by the way, yeah, this is stage production, so no.
No, you can win appliances, you can win electronics, you can win dream vacations, and there is a car in play.
Wow.
One person can win a car.
Wow, you could win a trip with some clowns.
Whose dream vacation is that? Apparently, if you just go, too, like even if you don't go up on stage, you could potentially win prizes just by being in the audience. So that's kind of a cool perk. So tickets start at $45. There is a range of seating available. Again, there's 2 showings of this, one at 3 p.m. and one at 7 p.m. And you do have to be 18 years old or older to attend and participate. Right. Yeah, that does make sense. So Price is Right. Non-televised, but man, you get to win some cool stuff still.
I know. And you might get a chance to spin that big wheel.
I would love to spin that big wheel.
Or just as you hear your name called, come on down!
I know.
Yeah.
I actually had a friend who was on the televised Price is Right.
I had a friend here who was on.
Yeah.
And so, did she win a Lazy Boy recliner? Or was wondering for the same?
She won a trip to Hawaii.
Oh, good gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
Well, there you go.
I know. All right. Well, there's your unique and unexpected things to do. Price is Right was definitely unexpected for me, so that was a fun find.
Yeah.
If there are any other unique and unexpected finds that you think we should share or know about, please let us know.
I don't know, you can send us a letter.
No, don't send me a letter. Marshall, do you remember our email address?
So if it's Instagram, it's going to be @onthemorningshow.
Yeah.
Or hello@onthemorningshow.com.
Wow.
So
I can't give you any guff anymore about knowing your MC's name, but not our email address. Okay. You did me proud.
Aww.
All right, we'll keep it here on The Morning Show. We've got more cool things coming at you.